What you're about to see are passionate, dedicated, and trained people practicing and preparing to enter an extreme sporting event that may change their lives. Do not try this on your own without necessary experience and supervision.
Breathe in, breathe out. This moment's what it's all about. Born to be great, your goal awaits. Don't hesitate, accelerate.
Set for the race, aim to give it all I got. Mind is set, gonna reach the highest spot. Working hard in order to fulfill my goal. Nothing can stop me from getting what I'm going for. That's being great. I was working till it's late, so I won't hesitate. Gotta get to first place. Hands on the golden plate. I'll concentrate. Won't hit the brake, just move forward, accelerate. Last week we met two new extreme athletes. We saw how 9-year-old Tolagele prepares for an inter-provincial figure skating competition. She's got a bit of downtime now, so we'll catch up with 11-year-old motorbike racer Slay. He is currently preparing for his local club championship. Will he be able to accelerate his way to the top? Let's find out.
I'm currently the youngest 150 rider in Cape Town. It is a class for high school kids. Because I've had 2 years riding in the NSF and won the championship last year, the committee granted me a special dispensation to ride the 150 juniors. This is my first year in the class and I'm currently lying second in the championship. The difference between the two bikes is the NSF is 100cc and the 150 is 150cc. CC is like the engine capacity. Don't necessarily mean that your bike's quicker than another bike, like the horsepower and the weight of the bike. It all adds up to your speed. So there's a difference in speed. The 150 is quite a bit faster. There's also the difference in size. The 150 is a lot bigger than the NSF. It's a lot harder to ride. Yeah, this bike is 3 times my weight. But I ride it anyway, and it's very hard to ride for me. But I try and do quite well. Well, my bike, most bikes, you have an on-off thing, but my bike has like a light switch. And when it's like this, you can start it. Once that's flipped, then you gotta pull the clutch in and lift the gear shift over here. You gotta lift it up to put it into first. Then you gotta rev and let the clutch out to go. Then when you're riding, you just hold the throttle. And when you want to change the gear, you just shut off and clutch in and you push the gear shift down. Then you let go of the clutch and on the throttle again. And when you want to come into a corner, you just brake, clutch in and gear up. And try being as far on close to the seat as possible to get a nice aerodynamic stance. But you also want to try pull the bike over as much as you can to get the lean angle. When you're down a straight, the best thing you can do is just to tuck in so you can get the good aerodynamic stance and the least wind resistance that you can get, and then it helps you a lot. The competition that I'm racing in is called short circuit racing. In qualifying, you have 10 minutes. Your best time determines where you start in the race. Before the race, you line up in the pre-race paddock, where you wait for the other races to finish. Once the race is done, you head onto the track for 2 laps, a warm-up lap and a sighting lap. Once you finish those 2 laps, you line up on the grid and prepare for your race, and you start where you qualified. After race 1, wherever you finish the race, you start in race 2, and the same goes for race 3. In points, for first place, it's 15 points. Second place, it's 12 points. Third place, it's 10 points, and so on. Your total points for each heat is added up, and it determines your overall placing for the day. The reason I don't race for points in the NSF class is because I've already won the championship, and I think it's time to let somebody else win.
He needs to ride 156 here. He'll be wasting his time, his talent, if he stays in just NSF. You need to let him ride with the bigger kids so he can be nurtured and grow.
Yeah, the boy goes out there and tries hard, and this is his learning season. So And we accept that he won't win all the races. And when he does win, it's like, wow, good stuff. I mean, he's racing against 3 previous 150 champions. And as Sam said, they're all now doing national. 2 of them are doing nationals. They're racing nationals on the 600s. And those guys can ride, and he's racing right with them. He's in their face the whole time. And that's like, wow. So if he loses to them, even he's going,
He doesn't mind at all.
I'm racing with them, I'm happy, and he's doing the same lap times as them. Sometimes his lap time for the lap, he's quickest, got the quickest lap time.
You need the competition to better yourself. If you're riding out front and you're 10 seconds ahead of everybody, you've got nobody to push you, and you're not going to learn anything. So I think it's pretty fabulous that he's riding with these guys. It's not where we expected him to be this year on the 150 at all. We thought he would be kind of like mid-pack, and maybe he could ride with that one and that one. In the first race he went out, we were like, oh my word. Oh my word, look at this boy, he whipped them.
My coach is my cousin Aaron Fanikak, who races superbikes on main circuits, and he's raced 150s too.
The upcoming event for Slade is a very critical race, because every race that we're going to at the moment in his first year is very important. You know, he needs to build confidence in racing, and he needs to build confidence in himself as well as the bike. So the better he does, the more confidence he gets, the harder he's going to push in the future. So every race, you know, is a very critical race for us at the moment. So you know, it's his rookie year, and we just want him to take it race by race and enjoy himself mostly. He has got a good chance of winning. There is a big possibility, but he's going to have to ride out of his skin to try and compete against those guys, you know. So the bike has to be up into tip-top shape and condition, and we have to get the tire pressures right according to the air, atmospheric pressures and track temperatures as well. So, you know, it's a whole package to win.
I like racing against all the older guys, because it gives me a challenge. If I win this race, I will be so happy, because it will mean a whole lot to me that I was able to beat all these national riders. Today is race day. It's the Western Province Motor Racing Club's short circuit event. I'm competing in 2 classes today, the NSF 100 class and the CBR 150 Juniors class. Today, I'm going to race the NSF class to give the other riders some competitive experience. I'm not going to get points for it because I'll be helping the other riders. My main focus will be the 150 Juniors. So, altogether, I'll be doing 6 races, 3 in each class. On the NSF, I qualified in pole position. In the 150 Juniors, I came 5th in qualifying. Being the youngest rider, I think I did okay. The reason we do qualifying is so that whoever does the fastest time qualifies in a different place on the grid. Whatever time you did will determine where you start. After qualifying, we have a rider's briefing. During rider's briefing, the clerk of the course will introduce new riders, and then we will discuss the race meeting ahead. After rider's briefing, I head into my first race. My first race of the day is the NSF 100 class. I gear up and make my way to the starting grid. Before the race, you line up in the pre-race paddock, where you wait for the other races to finish. After a few laps, I slip into second for much of the race. The NSF is not much of a challenge for me. because I've been riding them for over 2 years and it's great fun. I finished second in this race. After the race, I make my way to the pit and take a break before my next race. Between heats, I put my tire warmers on my bike. You use tire warmers so that the more heat in your tire has, the better grip you have when you start the race. My next race is the 150 Juniors first race. I'm very nervous. I'm up against experienced national riders who are a lot older than me. When I'm on the starting grid, I get butterflies because I'm racing with people who are a whole lot older and bigger than me. I finished third in this race, which I'm very happy with. I take another quick break and discuss the race with the other riders and get their input on what I can do to improve. My mom and dad also gave me some advice for my next races. I prep for my second NSF race, the second race of the day. The NSF is a keyless bike, so you have to push start it to get it going. My sister also offers some help. She is also a racer.
Right, they get engaged the first gear. On pole is that man, Mr. Luckoff. Then it's, so Swanepoel. Swanepoel gets a bit of a wheelie. He grasps it again. He's 90 P3. He won't ruin the good old rocket man at all. And he's got the whole shot right. Ready to look around the outside. It looks as though it might be Luckoff has gone through on Yvonne Roux. I'm not sure as they hit the bus stop now. Bus stop now, onto the brakes, they flick it right, flick it left, and then right onto the straightaway again. And it's going to be head down, hammers down, they're going to be pushing hard. So Swanepoel still pushing hard. Oh, through! Look at that, some magic drive out of the turn. And goodness me, Swanepoel up there as well. Oh man, they got so close going round engine. Now they're watching, Lindemann coming in a bit closer now, he's right on his knee, the back steps out of it, he's trying hard, they're coming towards the line. Swanepoel's on there, they're going to be, oh, Swanepoel takes his way.
I finished third in the second NSF 100 race. I make my way to the pits after my race and get ready for my next 150 race. After 2 warm-up laps, we line up on the grid and start for the second 150 juniors race.
Had a great battle in the first race there. For the green flag. Right, first gear. Lights on.
I do get quite nervous when I'm riding with some of the older boys because they're very fast and they're very aggressive. And I'm very nervous that they might knock me and crash. But I'm also scared that I make a mistake and fall. I do get very annoyed in a race sometimes because you're riding with people who race nationals and are much older than you and they pull a gap. It gets very annoying.
I finished 4th in this race. I am a bit disappointed because the leaders pulled away. I took a break and got on my bike ready for the next race, the 3rd and final NSF race of the day.
Behind him in P2. Oh, someone back there. Looks like a stay for Nico, backing it in there. And right here they come. Jones Wonderful leads. Lock off in the P2. Slade next to the guy. Couple join the fight. Jones Wonderful gonna hold on to P2. E1 Ruby on the inside. Lock off on the inside. What's gonna happen? They come to the line. It's going to be Jones Wonderful. Randall and Lock off.
I won this one. My mom told me to show them how it's done, so I rode like I would if I was racing for points.
We're with Slade Fanika, a young biker from Cape Town whose dream it is to race in the Nationals and someday race in the MotoGP. Today he's racing in the all-important CBR 150 junior class for some much-needed points that will go towards the championship. Right now, he's about to race in the last 150 junior heat of the day. Let's check it out.
I was quite nervous because this was my last shot to get some good points towards the championship. Before the race, we were in pre-race paddock. I feel very nervous, but I also do feel quite excited.
Right, here we go. Brendan Staffen, Ewan Sneyman, Maxim Mandix, and there's young Fanikar. Slade Fanikar is in there. Jared Schultz is there. Connor Hagen is there. Oh my word. Aaron Lane, all in there in the hunt. Woo! This is going to be a war zone. They're all in it to win it. And
It does become quite a problem, especially with people who don't really use actual lines and they swerve everywhere. But it's quite difficult because you're all trying to go for the same part of tarmac. But the person in front is trying to stop you from getting past. So you have to find other ways, other lines to take to find a way to get through.
came fourth again in the last race. I feel better because I improved my lap time. After race day, it's more relaxed because all the stress is gone from trying to beat the other guys. After the race day, we have a prize giving.
In third position, what a fantastic ride he made with the NSFs. A perfect race, I promise you. He then got on the 150 and he did pretty much the same here. Well done, third place, Slate for the gun.
When my name got called out for third place, I was very happy.
I just want to say a big thanks to my sponsors for making this possible, and my mom and dad for all the support and help me.
My results for the day. I was first in the NSF 100 class, but I didn't get points because it was all about training the other young riders. For the 150 juniors, I came third overall. I'm very pleased with the third for the day.
My future plans and aspirations in the sports is hopefully to go race nationals. And then obviously my dream in the sport is to go race up to MotoGP, which is one of the top racing in the world.
So after a tough day at the track, Slade has managed to rev his way to a third place finish for his CBR 150 junior class. He's also just grabbed a couple of points which he hopes will put him in good standing for his championship. Keep it up, Slade, you got this. Next week, we'll catch up with Tolagele and we'll see if she can skate her way to success.
I'm excited about this event because I'm going to be showing everyone my new program because it's a new season. Once I do something wrong, my coach will tell me what I did wrong and I will work on it and practice.
That only thing that separates your bottom from that ice is one tiny thin piece of metal. The pressure is just phenomenal, and if you can't deal with that at a young age, you're never going to make it easy.
And push, 1, 2, push back first. Now push. No, you see, that's the problem. I want you to go 1, 2, push back, and then 1, 2, 3, push back, and then the south.
So for me, it's one of the most toughest sports out there.
Up. Oh. Where is the jump? It's a double salto jump, which means you actually have to lift your bottom up off the ice.
In the meantime, check out our Facebook page for more news and views.